Jared, glad to have you back. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to be here. The weather's getting warmer. It was like a teasing 67 degrees here yesterday, and it's 4 today. So I got one day of good weather. That made me happy.
It's teasing you. Golf season's coming though. Jared, I know GolfN has its first real big A-list signing to announce. So why don't you tell us who that is and what's happening with GolfN?
Yeah, this is something that has been happening in the background for a couple of months now. So we had the opportunity or the fortunate happenstance to run into Emiliano Grillo when we were at the Waste Management. And what did he do at the Waste Management, Brandon?
He dunked it.
Yeah, he dunked it. That meeting was already set up for us to actually meet with him that night. And that was the night that he actually aced the stadium hole at the Waste Management. So that was pretty wild to just happen to be talking to him that day. But there was a couple of reasons we were talking to him, not necessarily GolfN related, but we started talking about GolfN and what we were trying to do. And the way that he was immediately locked into what we're trying to build is something like I never thought we would see when talking to someone of his caliber. This guy's a top 100 ranked player in the world, multiple time tour winner. If you look into his advanced stats, because obviously I have, he's one of the best ball strikers on tour, right? He is an incredible ball striker. He's maybe not as long off the tee as some of the other guys, and a lot of these courses are set up to be just like bombers. He still has a long way. He's longer than you or I do, low 320s, whatever it is. But he's just an incredible ball striker, really good gamer, really good player. And talking to him about GolfN, he immediately says to us, hey, I'd like to jump on a call and learn more about this. And I'm like, do you really? Where does this come from? So we have no official relationship at that point, and I'm able to get in and talk through the app, screen share, show them what we're doing. Believe it or not, overall testers in the app right now, I'm number 1, you're number 2, Emiliano's number 3.
Wow.
He's played more rounds than here giving feedback without us having any official relationship whatsoever because he was just pumped about it. He's like, this is a great idea. I'll never forget. He says to me on the first call, he goes, so this only works in the United States? I said, no, it works around the world. And he goes, even where I'm from in Argentina? And I said, yeah, where'd you grow up playing? And he told me, Chaco Golf Club in Argentina. And I go, let's see. And I pull it up and immediately, boom, hole 1. And he's, I can't believe that's in there. That's so cool. And so he just starts messing around with it. And so on. Anyway, long story short, we've since been told by the people in his network that, or his agent and guys who represent other people on tour, it's you will never find this from a tour player. They're very much not interested in being this involved, as you might imagine. And so us working with him over a couple of weeks, we found a way to come together and actually have a more formal relationship between ourselves and Emiliano Grillo. And that will start this week at the Players Championship. So you will see on his collar the GolfN name. He's going to be doing a bunch of stuff with us, be one of our early testers for new features and making sure that we're coming correct in the golf world. And we could not be more thrilled to not just have someone of his caliber in, but someone who is absolutely pumped about what we're building.
Love it. That's great to hear that he's so active in the app, and I know we could use a tester who actually finds the fairway. That'll be a big.
I don't know what that's like. I actually showed him my round at the Wynn, and he was like, 23% fairway is hit, huh? And I was like, hey, but 61% greens in regulation, okay? And he's like, okay, that's pretty good. It was funny to hear. But by the way, and I obviously gave him access to the beta app, and just being like, well, let's see what this guy thinks. Maybe he'll be interested in working with us. But then there's been a few bugs that he has found that you or I could never have found, right? You and I don't play the same course in the same conditions 5 days in a row. We just can't. We're building a company, right? And so he was able to do things repeatedly and just have it on. And by the way, he wouldn't use it during events, but he could just put it on and track it while he was messing around and practicing. And we would see how it was pinging both cellular and GPS. And that allowed us to solve a couple of bugs, which we've been working on for a long time. So really, really huge win for us, not just to have an advocate like him, but actually from a testing perspective too.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we're going to have him testing the app, helping us get it launched. And then what else can we expect, over the next year or two? What can we do with Emiliano?
Yeah, so we got a couple years where he's going to be helping us, develop the app, helping us with awareness. What I like about Emmy is he really doesn't pull punches, right? This is bad, this didn't look good. Something just funny. It gives you an idea about where Brandon and I are. Like, he was logging in, setting his profile, and he's like, hey, there's no way for me to put in a plus handicap. And I was like, oh, yeah. That wasn't really, I mean, the math and logic is in there, but there was no button to hit plus. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess we should do that. So, like, he's been really involved, really likes his stuff. And again, like, on his off days, he's still a golfer, 85% of the time, but he's willing to get in, give us feedback, help us with promotion. And for the next 2 years, and really for the rest of my life, he's my guy forever. But for the next 2 years, at least, we'll have a formal professional business relationship.
Awesome. We're excited to have him join the GolfN family. And it's going to be an awesome year, and we'll be watching his career with great interest this year, and especially the Players' Championship. So
Absolutely. Keep
an eye out for that GolfN logo wherever he goes.
Absolutely. No, it's going to be fun, and I'm excited to see it. It's kind of a dream come true. You think about almost 2 years ago when we started this thing, the idea of having any sort of partnership like this seemed very far-fetched and unlikely. Like, not only do we have to build this thing, we have to have momentum, we have to have a community that supports us and likes what we're doing. We have to deliver in a manner that it's becoming someone like this. And yeah, we did it, and that's not the end of the journey. It's just like a validation of the journey thus far, and I'm super excited to see where we go over the next 2 years.
Or a fitting end to the beginning, and now it's time to get real with the launch.
Time to go.
So,
Now it's time to go.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for your time. As always, Jared, it's going to be a crazy spring. We got the Players. We've got more partnerships to announce. We got the Masters. We've got an app to get out. It's go time.
Yeah. No sleep for us. But yeah, I agree. Thanks for thanks for setting this up and having me on and doing all the editing and fun work to keep the community informed. And now I got to go back to building.
All right. Sounds good. Me too. You'll see my testing notes very soon.
Awesome. Thanks.
Cool.